Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm very excited for today's video because I'm going to be filming a full face of Tower 28, and at the end I'm going to sort all the products and rank them from best to worst. I'm so happy you guys loved that concept in my last full face of Makeup by Mario, so I'm going to continue doing that for sure. I'm really excited for today's video. Tower 28 has a lot of hits. Just excited to smother them all over my face today. I didn't really plan my intro here. You may be able to tell I'm just blabbing now, so let's just cut this off and get into it. So for me, someone who has acne prone skin, this here, the SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray is amazing. The acid in here, the hippopotamus acid, no, what actually is it? Hypochlorous acid is amazing at disinfecting and killing the bacteria that creates acne. Now, the one from Tower 28 is quite pricey. There's a lot more affordable options out there. This is the only hippopotamus acid. I literally have to read it every single time. It just does not stay up here for some reason. Hypochlorous acid. It's a good thing I'm not a chemist. This is the only one I've had experience with, but after I run through it, I'm down to try a different brand. This stuff is amazing, especially for me right now. I'm dealing with a little bit of a perioral dermatitis flare-up, and it just helps to soothe my skin. So I'm gonna put a little layer of this on. I spray this before my morning and my nighttime skincare routine, and I have a little mini that's in my purse at all times whenever I feel like I need to like disinfect my face. But after it sits on my skin a little bit, just press it in. They do have a tinted moisturizer. Unfortunately, it did not get along with my skin, so I just opted out of using it today because I think it's just going to sabotage the rest of the items. But something I do really love is using their serum concealer as a foundation. My oh my, is it gorgeous. I have 3 or 4 of these in my collection now in all different shades, so I can use them as foundations or as a classic concealer. I just felt like a little double conductor there. Okay, I'll be using 2 shades. So for my foundation shade, I'm using K-Town, and as my concealing shade, I'm using IE. And to me, when I think of Tower 28, I think of a more no makeup brand, but their stuff does have a good amount of pigment and you can build it up. Like this concealer, I would say has like a medium to full coverage finish. I'm trying to go for a more medium coat today, but you can just see like that just blends out like nothing. I love serum concealers for that reason. They sink in and they just look so good. Like that looks better than most foundations, I think. Like check that out. I do have quite a bit of texture in this area, and I feel like it doesn't highlight that texture at all. If anything, it like hydrates and kind of really conceals it well. And since this is quite potent in coverage, I don't run through it quickly when I use it. I basically don't even have to dip back in to use it all over my face. I use like 1 dip full, if that, all over my face. Going to proceed with a little bit of IE under my eyes. And here's my skin with that. So good. Now for powder, not too long ago they released the Get Set powder. I have the shade Palisades Pink, and I remember this being like a very brightening type powder, so I'm not going to use a powder puff under my eyes. Instead, I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush just to set underneath of my eyes. I remember when I used a powder puff, it was like crazy intense and far too brightening. So I'm hoping kind of a sheerer amount will just mattify and blur. Because they have 2 blush formulas, I think I'll put the cream on one side and the powder on the other, and then I'll decide which one I like. So on this side, I'm going to powder my skin just a bit more, just so that the powder blush has something to glide over. Oh, I like my experience with this powder far more than I remember. While I'm at it, I'm gonna set the center of my forehead. I picked up these 2 shades. These are the Get Set Blur and Set Matte Powder Blushes. I got Pally Punch, which is like a more purple. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, you guys. As you know, I have a deep hatred for the color purple. I like lavender, but like Barney purple, not my thing. This is quite Barney to me. And I also got a very Julia color, and that's Sautel Slushy. Punch and Slushy. I'll swatch the other cream blushes I've got while I'm at it. I have 3 shades in the Beach Please blushes. My favorite, I think, is Power Hour. Power Hour, Dream Hour, and After Hours. I'm gonna try this purple. I think I'm starting to like the color purple. I'm converted. This is so cute. And the cream one, I'm going for my favorite, Power Hour. So these are quite balmy, but they have so much pigment and they have good longevity for this type of formula because of how much pigment there is. Power Hour is just such a gorgeous color for the summer months. It has like that rusty orangey tone to it. So gorgeous. Type of color to me is like so irresistible. And even with the deeper shades, if you apply them very sheerly, they don't look patchy, which is so nice. Brief pause from blush time. I did it before bronzer because I knew I was going to wipe them off. I just wanted to demonstrate both formulas. But now I'm going to put the Sculptino all over, and I have the shade Getty. This is something I actually recently put aside in my decluttering series to revisit because I kind of forgot my thoughts on it. So let's see what they are. This is their contour. They do have the Bronzino, which is a shimmery bronzer. I prefer more of a matte bronzer, and this shade can pull off kind of like a perfect bronzing color for me. So I'm just gonna stick with this one today. I'm very happy for the refresh because this is going back in my collection. Yes, it is. It's really nice and usable. It's very easy to blend. It has a bit more of like a yellowy, ochre undertone on me, which I don't mind. I prefer that over orange or red on my skin tone. I had the idea of layering both blushes. I think I'm just going to use the new powder one instead on its own so I can really see what it looks like. And I want to see the other color. So I'm adding some more of this powder. I'm having a very positive experience with the Get Set powder today. Can't use a powder puff for every powder, that's for sure. So I'm gonna give the shade Slushy, oops, a try. Ooh, that's a very me color. This formula feels like just a different shade in this lineup from Nabla. The close-up blurring powder blushes, very similar. Like if I was blindfolded, well, I wouldn't be able to see them. But if these were depotted, I would think they were from the same line. So I immediately love, because this is one of my like top favorite blush formulas ever. I don't think they have anything for brows quite yet, so I'll do that real quick. So please enjoy the kitten intermission. They don't have much for the eyes either, but they're one-liner multi-liners. You can actually use them on the eyes, and I don't really know if I've ever tried one on my eyes because to me these are just more lip liner colors, but maybe I'm missing out. So I'm going to put the shade Work of Art on my eyes today. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to just do like my classic eyeliner shape here. I know I had their dark brown pencil, I lost it, I think. Okay, that's what that looks like as liner. It just gives soft definition. I might like it after mascara. We'll see. So I'm just going to take some of that powder once again. I'm just going to set my lid so my oils don't attack. Now their Make Waves mascara was one of my favorites, BC, before Clio. I remember the first few uses were kind of iffy, but that's kind of like with every mascara, right? I remember it being amazing once it dried out a touch. Unfortunately, I have a very fresh tube, but I'm gonna keep using it because my beloved Clio Kill Lash in Sleek Volume is discontinued. They still have the volume curling one, which is really great. I really like that one too, but nothing compared to Sleek Volume. But anyways, we're talking about this mascara because that's the point of today's video. It's a nice wand. It has kind of a banana shape to it. Whoa, okay, this is far more volumizing right off the get than I remember. Wow, right out of a fresh new bottle, this actually looks amazing. And here are my eyes all done. It definitely took away the curl, but my lashes are so thin and not very strong. So when I add like a wet mascara, they tend to flatten out. But I still like the effect today. I kind of like the morph, you know? And I do like that as an eyeliner today. It's just like a soft, cute situation and it adds some nice definition. And since it's a lighter color, I didn't have to like be so careful at creating perfect lines from my liner. So now for lips, we have the one-liners. I have 3 shades in front of me here. I also have Shine On Lip Jelly, which made me fall in love with Tower 28 years and years and years ago. I picked up a new color. I got Wild. I thought it looked so pretty. It looks like sangria. I like want to drink this gloss. And I also have this, their Lip Softy in Ube Vanilla. Their one-liner multi-liners were the winner of my lip liner tournament. So these are the 3 shades I love. So we have Work of Art, my #1 favorite, Paint My Number, and Check Me Out. The Lip Jelly in Wild, and then the Lip Softy in Ube Vanilla. I'll do a little swatch of each lip product before I line my lips. I don't know if many people like this Lip Softy formula. I personally am a big fan, especially of this color. I think it's really nice and pigmented for like a more lip balm product. And it's like nice and rich enough, but it's like not too thick or like jammy feeling on your lips compared to a lot of other tinted lip products that are coming out lately. It's a more thin one, which I like. Kind of a color I would whip out late August or early fall. And let's see Wild without a lip liner. Oh, that's so nice. This was one of the first like very slippy glosses I tried in my career before they were kind of more sticky or tacky or like a classic gloss feeling. This one feels like a true like water gloss. It still has a little tack, so it's going to stay on your lips. Oh, I miss that texture. I do not wear these enough lately, but I love this color. That's so cute. I'm going to line with Work of Art since it's already on my eyes. This is such a simple lip liner formula, but it won my tournament for a reason. Like, it's a classic wood pencil. You can sharpen it up like crazy. It glides, but it mattifies, so it stays really well. And I love the more like matte, airy texture it adds. It's very softening, like such a pretty color. Okay, let's go in with Wild again. Whose kids' hands are these? Seeing them without nails for like over a week, so strange, but I've been enjoying my iPad kid activities, honestly. Feels good. I think this just solidified my love for Tower 28. Again, I love how my makeup look turned out today. I feel like it's so polished and cute, but very fresh and light. I really like it. It took a minute to rank all of the products, so here we go. I have 4 different categories. So my favorites and my most recommended, the solids and reliables, the products that I find to be just okay, and then there's too pricey for what it is. So let's start with that category. The product I find that's too pricey for what it is definitely the SOS spray. But oh boy, is the hippopotamus acid amazing for sensitive skin. It's truly a miracle ingredient, but there are brands who offer it at a much lesser price. Magic's in here. I love this stuff. I use it every day, but I do agree, too pricey for what it actually is. Now for the product I find to be just okay. There's only one product in here, and it's the powder. Although I had a very positive experience with it today, it doesn't compare to other powders I have in my collection still. I'll keep this around. It's really nice and brightening, very blurring, but I feel like I have more effective powders, like my Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder, the Kosas Cloud Set, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. I feel like I would pick all of those still ahead of this one. Now for the products that I find to be solid and reliable. First being the new blurring blush. I mean, I feel confident enough putting this in this category already. You're just on time, hey? You know I'm almost done filming. I feel confident enough putting this in this category now because it is just a blurring powder blush. Like, what can go wrong there? The colors are really cute. I find them easy to work with. And hey, props to this blush for turning me into a purple lover. I'd also place the Sculptino in this category because it's a really, really nice cream bronzer or contour, really effortless to use. For real, no problems with it whatsoever. If anything, I feel like it's a more intense version of the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. Then comes the Lip Softy. Although I personally really, really love this formula, I find it to be a little bit different. On the scale of all of the other tinted lip balms, I don't think this is like in my top 3, but it's still in the rotation for sure. But it's still reliable, it softens up my lips, and it adds a really cute tint. So checks all my boxes for sure for a tinted lip balm. And the last one in this category would have to go to the mascara. I think past me would have placed this in my favorites and most top recommended, but for today, I don't know, because I'm just so ruined for mascaras, as you know, but I still think it qualifies as a solid and reliable product. And who knows, in a couple months, once it kind of hardens and dries out a bit, it might be sweet. And now finally for my favorites and my most recommended products from Tower 28. For sure, first up, the concealer slash the best foundation in a mini bottle. I just love the finish. It's very adjustable. You can alter it to whatever your needs are. Whatever you need, this can do. I have like such a grip on it right now. What am I doing? I feel like the way it performed today speaks for itself. Next, for sure, the one-liners. Ooh, I love them. I also really like this color on my eyes today for like a softer effect, but I mean, this won my lip liner tournament for a reason. It's such a nice, reliable formula, and the colors are just adorable. I also had to put the Beach Please blushes in this section. This is the first product I tried from Tower 28, and I was turned on to them forever since that moment. These still hold up to this day. This, I would say, is like still in my top 5 cream blushes of all time, just because of the texture, how easy you're able to sheer them out and blend them out, and they never look patchy. They stay a long time. It's a really good formula. And lastly, the Shine On Lip Jelly 2. I might have tried these two products in the same video for the first time, but what an iconic formula. It's such a nice gloss. It really hydrates and like fills in your lip lines softly, really amps up the juice in your lips, offers a really cute tint, and they don't migrate for how like soft and watery it feels on your lips. After I wear these, my lips never feel dried out. Like, it almost feels like it has like a lip balm quality to it. And here are all 4 categories all together, if you're curious. But that's going to be all from me and my full face of Tower 28. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have all of the products I talked about in this video linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!